and the amazing All-Star Cast Highlight Concert. Good evening. Hope you are well. Adam Smith here once again for another amazing Q&A. Thank you to all of you for getting your questions in. We'll be putting them to our star tonight. And if you want to get any in during this, you can do. You can just comment below in the comments. Put your questions in there and we will get them through to our guest tonight, which is none other than Craig Nash. Craig, can you hear me and see me?
I can hear you and I can see you.
Phew. Us too. How are you doing, buddy? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very, very well. Obviously, just plodding on through lockdown, as you were saying, keeping ourselves busy with stuff like this amazing Joesph concert, which is happening very, very soon. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. It's something to look forward to, isn't it? Which we need at the moment. So it's given me a reason to keep going on, plodding on, doing all the stuff. It's great.
Yeah, keeping us out of mischief, so to speak.
Absolutely. Otherwise, I don't know what I'd be up to. My wife would have some problems, probably. Who knows?
Right, Craig. Well, we've been getting these questions in all throughout the week for various acts, and it's your turn tonight. We've got them here. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, then, buddy. Let's kick it off. Ryan Williams has sent in a message. How long you been playing the butler in the Joesph tour?
I played the butler for, good question. It was about 6 months. And hello, Ryan, by the way. Is this the same Ryan who puts those brilliant videos on the Joesph fan group on Facebook?
Yes.
I love seeing those. They're classic. I did it for about 6 months in let me get my years right now, 2017, I think, which ended with the Newcastle Arena tour, the Newcastle Arena stint. It was great fun, really great fun, yeah. I had a great time. It was fab.
I mean, I was chatting to Sally last night and she was saying how amazing the tour was, and obviously with the Newcastle Arena as well. She also said you remind her of the giraffe from Madagascar as well. She wanted me to pass that on to you.
I do get that a lot. And I almost actually got that part in something as well, just after Joesph. So a little bit of a sore spot, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, we'll move on to the next question. Thank you, Ryan, for your question and for your videos Ryan. As well. Mark Hobbs, what's your favourite song from the show?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I love the Calypso. I love that. Mainly because of those frilly jackets that we had to put on in the show and stuff. How we managed to get them on, I don't know. When I was rehearsing the show, I don't know how I managed to do that. I loved doing the Calypso actually. So I would probably say that, and maybe the Mega Mix as well, if I'm allowed to say two.
Yeah, why not?
Just getting the energy, feeling the energy from the audience and stuff, doing that. The first time I did that, it blew my mind. I didn't know Joesph that much until I did the show. Somehow it had bypassed me. I don't know how. Never saw it at school, never did it at school. So that first night when we did the Mega Mix, I was like, wow, this show is big. And it kind of made me realize what a monster that I was in. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I can imagine it's left a lasting impression on you. A lot of people that we've been speaking to have said, I didn't hear about it, or I did, and then that's it. It's the highlight of my career, so to speak.
Oh, it was amazing. I've never had the energy from an audience since that I got doing that job. And I'll treasure it forever. It was awesome. It was so, so good.
It is a fantastic musical. Haley Bodiak, if there was a film made about your life and career, who would you want to play you?
I had a feeling I was going to get this question. And it would have to be none other than Stephen Merchant.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I get mistook for him a lot, and sometimes when I'm on the tube, when you get someone staring at you for a little bit
double glance at you kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking at him back, thinking I am not who you think I am. But yeah, definitely him, 100%.
So you've had double glances at people from the tube who think you might be him, but has there ever been a case where someone's got so close to you and gone, oh no, and then run away?
I felt that at times. I have felt that at times, but I've never been actually sure, or whether that's just my brain playing tricks on me. And he is actually taller than me as well. He is a bit taller. But I don't know. Maybe it's just a tall and skinny thing. I get Peter Crouch a lot as well.
Are you quite tall then, Craig? How tall are we? How tall are we talking?
6'4".
I'm just checking out the cribs behind you, and first of all, very pink choice bedroom. I'm loving it.
I mean, this is nothing to do with me. Let
Is
me
it
just
not
make
yours?
that very clear. This is my wife's dance studio in her
Your
parents'
wife's done.
house.
So if you were to stand up now, would you do some damage to the light fittings?
Well, I can't work out in here. I can't because I keep mashing the light, so I can't.
Yeah.
It's a bit dangerous. I have
Does,
banged my head quite a few times as
does
well.
she
So
only have small people come to do the dance? Is that why?
I mean, she's only 5'2", so it's
Oh.
perfect for her. Perfect. We're like
Do you,
little and large.
I'm going to say, do you spend most of your marriage looking down at her? Like,
Yeah, I always get a bit of neck ache, and a bit of backache.
she's not watching, is she?
I hope not.
Yeah, fingers crossed. There you go. That was Haley's question. On to Ian Henderson now. Playing the butler in Joesph must have been a lot of fun. What was it like doing this every night in a different theatre every week?
It was a joy, a total joy. And what made it as well, more than anything, was the cast that we were with. I got on with them so well, and we had such a laugh. And especially Richard Hunt, who played the baker. We had just this. It was almost like a sibling relationship. I would consistently wind him up, and we'd be bickering all the time. But it was so fun. We had such a great chemistry on stage. I felt like we did anyway. And so yeah, I can't even remember what the question was. What was this? Doing it every night in a different theatre.
Theatre
Yeah,
must have been fun.
it was amazing. It was amazing. You go to some questionable places. You do go to some questionable places, but it was a great chance to see the country as well. Like I hadn't seen much of the UK, apart from originally being from Derby and London, and going to the odd football ground. Like I hadn't seen a huge amount of the UK, so it was a good excuse to do that as well, which I really like about touring generally. Anyway,
Yeah.
I feel like I know all the service stations on the motorways now.
You get to know him like a map.
You do.
You spoke
got your
about
faves.
Richard there. We've got Richard coming up for a Q&A later on in the week. You said you two obviously were like sibling kind of on tour. Any mishaps, any gossip, any dirt?
Any he threw my harmonica out the window.
Why? Why would anybody do that?
I got a harmonica for Secret Santa and he found it incredibly irritating, so he threw it out the window.
I'll ask him about that.
I mean, I was intentionally trying to irritate him with it. So I can't
It
say
worked.
that I'm blameless, but yeah, he did throw it out the window. That was very sad.
Did he ever replace it?
He never replaced it, but I did find it. I do still have it. I just had to,
clean it.
Took a bit of searching.
Yeah. I will. I'll bring that up to him when we speak to him. Thank you for your question, Ian. Faith Webster now. What would your dream role be in a musical?
I had a feeling this one was coming as well. I've been thinking about this today. It's a tough one, but there's a musical called Parade by Jason Robert Brown.
Right.
And there's the character in that called Leo Frank. It's pretty dark, to be fair. But he ends up getting hung for something that he didn't do, or did he? We don't know. But it's a beautiful show and some really, really great songs. And you get to explore like a dark side of a character as well as, some of the lighter elements of the script too. So ever since doing an amateur version of that when I was a kid, it's kind of been a part that I'd always wanted to do. So I'll definitely say that. And then Charlie Kringus in Merrily Roll Along as well.
Right.
I'd love to do that. He's got a really great song, a really great character song about writing musicals with his co-writer. And seeing that in the West End when I was at drama school was kind of like, yeah, that's what I'd love to do one day. So fingers crossed. I'm still young, so hopefully.
Yeah. Who knows what the future may hold after lockdown?
Who knows? It could all be on Zoom,
It could be. Yeah, you won't have to get dressed up. It'd be great. Thank you, Faith. Gillian McTaggart, how is it for you doing all of this for us and being part of this unique concept of Joesph?
It's brilliant. It's brilliant, And what this has taught me or shown me is that once you've done Joesph, you're part of like a community forever. Yeah. And it's honestly amazing. When my wife came to see the final show in Newcastle a couple of years ago at the Arena, and I was going to leave the show after that, I was like emotional on stage, and like Leah was sat with some of Joesph fans who'd come to see the show during the tour, and they were all getting emotional, and she got emotional, and like
Wow.
you just this real sense of community that I feel very fortunate to be a part of. It's wonderful, and you know some of the guys come and see some of the other shows that I've done, and are consistently keeping in touch on social media. I feel really lucky. I feel really really lucky,
Yeah.
and pleased to have done such an iconic show. It's amazing.
Yeah, I was chatting to Sally yesterday. She was talking a lot about this community and this family spirit, and for many industries you have. I didn't realize how much of a a magical community it was until actually doing these Q&As, and you see the
Yeah.
love that this one particular show has, and how it just brings people from all different walks of life together. It's super.
It is. It was remarkable, and I think what a lot of it is from many. I think many people must have seen it or done it at school when they were kids,
Yeah,
and so if you've ever seen shows or done shows as a kid, the shows that you do they stay with you forever. They have a special part in your heart almost,
yeah,
and I think because Joesph was one of those that was done everywhere and still is being done everywhere, that's
yeah.
why it resonates with so many people, I think. And that's why I consider myself so fortunate to have actually done, the proper big show. I feel very lucky to have done that.
Yeah, and we're excited to have you part of this online version as well. So we're very grateful. So once again, thank you for being involved.
Oh, I can't wait.
There you go, Gillian. On to Martin now. Martin Stevenson. What other shows have you done apart from Joesph? And the second part of the question: what other shows would you love to be in?
Oh, Martin, good question. So shows that I've done. I did a bit of a story. This is kind of how I got Joesph. I did one of Tim Rice's other shows called Blondel.
Right.
He did a revival at the Union Theatre in London. One of my favourite jobs ever, Blondel, and I played like a mysterious Robin Hood sort of character. So I did that, and then Tim worked on that show, so that kind of led me to getting the butler part in Joesph when he knew that was available.
Yeah.
So I do have to thank Tim for that massively. And then after Joesph, I did a brand new musical at Abbey Road Studios, which was actually the first musical or show ever staged in the studios.
Wow, and it's such an
Which was
iconic
really
place.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's people around the zebra crossing all the time. Like, I feel sorry for the people who have to drive through that because it's all the time. It's
Stopping
crazy.
all the time.
Yeah, yeah. So I did a show there, and that was pretty cool because I played a real guy who died during World War One.
Right.
And his distant relatives came to see it, and I actually met some of the family of this guy who I was playing.
Wow.
So that was really cool. There's some music for that online. That's called The Dreamers. It's a beautiful show. And then I did the Grinch, the original UK tour of the Grinch at the end of last year, which was great
Brilliant.
fun.
Brilliant
Very
film.
fun.
So how was that being a musical?
It was, you know what, the bit at the beginning and the end when they're all singing around the tree and stuff, that actually came from the musical, which I didn't know.
I see. You wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, you just didn't know. So it was amazing. My favorite Christmas film, and a great cast, and again touring to some great theaters. So that was fun. And we had to wear big foamy pods.
Yeah.
So it made us all look really fat and stuff, and we had tails. So it was a nightmare sitting down in the dressing room. Let's not go into that. But that was very, very fun. Another good cast. So I feel like I've been pretty fortunate since I've left drama school, really, just a lad from Derby trying to do what I do.
Yeah, just we've been saying a lot. A lot of people have the passion for it, and then they go and the persistence to get them where they are, and then when they do, it's phenomenal. Now, talking about the Grinch, obviously, what did you play in the Grinch? Because it's as I say, it's one of my favourite Christmas films. So
So
tell us more.
I played one of the Who villagers.
Did you have the nose kind of?
No, I didn't have a nose actually, but I had a this crazy wig that made me look a bit like Dot Cotton from EastEnders.
A real tall Dot Cotton.
Basically, yeah, I had to learn to love that wig. I'm going to be honest. I had to learn to love it. But yeah, none of us had the prosthetic noses, but we all had red noses and stuff and crazy makeup. And one of the cast had a bold. He had Krusty the Clown hair. He had a bold patch in the middle and hair coming out either. Like the costumes were phenomenal, to be fair. And my shoes were made in California.
Wow.
And like sent over. They had like a curly like point at the end of them. Kind of like what, if you know what Aladdin wears in the Disney film, like that sort of curly point. That was really, really cool. And the guy who played the Grinch, Ed, he was phenomenal. I'd love to play that part one day. He was amazing. I learned so much from watching him.
I mean, you're very in detail about the costumes, and as somebody from who obviously who watches shows, and we've talked about mishaps throughout the week and throughout Q&As, was there any issue? Because when you're wearing big costumes with big bits and you're struggling to sit down and these big shoes, were there any accidents because of your costumes?
You know what? I can't remember any, really. There was a few instances where like we'd bump into each other by accident because we weren't quite the awareness of wearing such a big thing. But that was also kind of part of the staging, that we were often like bouncing off each other and things like that. But I know the Grinch, he had to wear really long gloves that made his fingers look longer than they were. So initially he had a bit of an issue of like picking stuff up.
Yeah.
Forgetting that his fingers were actually a lot shorter than they actually were. But you know what? I know it's a really boring answer, but I can't actually remember any massive mishaps with the costume, which is a bit of a shame, really, because I love it when things go wrong.
Yeah, you want to see kind of that things don't always go to how it should be. But obviously, talking of the Grinch and stuff, quite a controversial question now for you. Which is your favourite Grinch movie? The new one with I forgot his name.
Oh, is it Benedict Cumberbatch?
Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, I nearly called him something else then. And then obviously you've got the Jim Carrey one, but then you've got the original Dr. Zeus cartoon one. Yeah. If you had to choose one, what would it be, Craig?
It's got to be Jim Carrey, and that's just because I grew up with it. I grew up with it. He is an icon, like an iconic actor. And I could watch that in the middle of summer, to be fair. Like, it's such a great film, and he is iconic. I do like the original cartoon as well, but what Jim Carrey brought to that role, that when people in the UK think of the Grinch, they think of him, right?
Of course. Yeah, he's the one I think that made it more prominent, I think, to the...
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's actually a good film for lockdown as well, because it makes you feel so good. And
get it on.
Yeah, defo. Know what I'm watching tonight. I don't know about you, Craig. LD Cooper now, what have you been doing to keep yourself occupied during these uncertain times?
I've been quite fortunate, actually. I've been still teaching. I have a secondary muggle job, if you like, at a school.
I like that term.
That muggle term, yeah. So I've been fortunate that I'm still doing that online, and I teach kids one-on-one over Skype, like drama and singing and stuff. So I've been really lucky that that's kind of given me a bit of normality.
Yeah.
So that's been cool. And me and my wife, we invested in a voiceover recording studio thing as well, just to see if we could start doing a bit of voiceover stuff. I think that might be mainly where the game might be going over the next year or so. So trying to kind of get ahead of that and see what happens. My agent's been amazing as well, setting us stuff to do and asking us to do tapes and songs to send out to different casting directors. So that's been keeping me busy too. Probably a little bit too much time on the Xbox.
Of course, yeah.
It's it's easy to get sucked in. It's terrible, I know, it's shameful, but why not? I've got the time for it, right? I've been trying to keep things nice and varied, reading lots and lots of books as well. So I've kind of felt like some of it has been a bit of a holiday.
Yeah.
In a weird way. I'm at my in-laws as well, and they're so amazing, and they've been really looking after me and Leah, and I haven't done a lot of housework or anything for a couple of months.
More time to play on the Xbox.
I'm just gonna whisper that so they don't make me do any more. No, it's been okay, and they live in a lovely countryside, in Wales, that you can see the hills and stuff from the window and things. So it's been really it's been okay. It's been okay.
Yeah, there you go, Laura. There's your question. But picking up on something you mentioned in there, obviously your agents are still letting you do tapes and send off stuff. I think a lot of people don't realise that even though the theatres are closed and we're unable to perform, even though we've got these online platforms, the theatre scene is still going. People are still looking for casting. People are still auditioning. It's just online now.
It's amazing, what creative people can do when they have boundaries put on them. They'll always find a way to do stuff.
Yeah.
And if this is the going to be the way things have to go for the next year, then we will see some amazing stuff come out of it, and it's audiences will buy it, will take it. If it's good, regardless of whether it's live or if it's digital or whatever. If it's good, then people will watch it, and I think the Joesph concert's kind of going to be a real good example of that. Especially with such a great supportive community. I think we're going to have really great feedback from it, and I can't wait to see it.
I can't either. We keep talking about it and asking all these questions, and people keep asking us, and it's just an exciting time. Obviously, when you're talking about Joesph and the digital world and being online, one thing that I do find really, really interesting and just really humbling is the fact that people are doing it for charity. Where you'd buy a ticket to go see a show to put money in somebody's pocket, but everything that's going on online now, it's additional time, additional effort, additional skills, but it's all going to charity just like this. I mean, that must be great to be a part of it and doing things for great causes.
It's just, it makes it feel really worthwhile. And I would do stuff regardless of whether it was for charity or not. If it was just for free, just if to keep me occupied, and if people had an appetite for it. But the charity element is a real bonus, really. And I'll probably use this as a chance to plug a charity that I'm trying to support, which is the Union Theatre charity. They set up an amazing fund, Sasha Regan and Paul Taylor Mills and a few others, to support the union and artists who are struggling and things. And so I've been trying to do bits and bobs to raise a little bit of money for that, and hoping to do that as the lockdown goes forward, because I think without the union I never would have ended up in Joesph. So I kind of owe my last couple of my career to Sasha and that theatre. Really, it's an amazing space.
Fantastic. Right, going on to Kerry McKnight now. Where in the world would you like to live, and why is it appealing to you?
Kerry,
good question.
What a question. You know what? We literally just got back from our honeymoon, actually, as the lockdown kind of started. So we were really fortunate with that. Could I live on the Maldives? Could I? I mean, it's beautiful. That's where we went on honeymoon. We went to the Maldives. It's beautiful. I think I might go mad after a while because it's so remote, but that is an amazing, beautiful place. Could I live there? No, probably not. I'd go mad. You know what? I would love to live in New York. I'd love to live in New York. I love America. I think it would just kind of be maybe a slightly more exciting version of London. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking
it's definitely
London's
the complete opposite of the Maldives, isn't it? New York.
I mean,
when you're in the center of Manhattan in comparison to, the Maldives, which is so remote.
But I think I'd go a bit crazy with, living somewhere so remote. I like being connected to stuff and lots of people to talk to and cultures to, get involved in. But maybe New York, maybe New York. It would be kind of like London, but maybe warmer in the summer. I don't know.
And of course you've got Broadway there, and you've got Central Park and
exactly.
And a lot of good restaurants, some that begin with H and end in Ooters. Brilliant place. Fantastic place. Right, let's go on to Joe now. What is your favourite scene in Joesph?
My favourite scene in Joesph? Oh, what a question. Let me have a little think now. Favourite scene? I actually love the scene where all the brothers come on at the beginning. I always got a kick out of doing that, actually. Kind of felt like I was some sort of like mini little superhero when I got to come on and be like, Levi! I always kind of got a little buzz out of doing that, which was cool. And again, kind of reiterating what I said earlier, but I love doing the mega mix just because of the energy that we get from the audience, and going into the audience and like seeing people and high-fiving everyone and just feeling the energy, and back to that community spirit again. That's a tough one to answer, but I would probably say the mega mix just shades it.
There you go. Joy now. Come on then, Craig. Tell us more about the leg pulling with Joe.
I cannot hear you right now. I'm sorry, Adam. I can't hear what's going on.
Can you hear me now? No, I think we've lost. No, I can't. I can see him and I can't hear him. Just see if there's any technical issues we can sort out. We know he's there. We can see him. We just can't hear him. So bear with us. We'll just see if we can get him off. Are you there, Craig? Can you hear us now? No, I can hear Craig.
I
Um,
can't hear you. I'm
no,
really sorry.
no. Oh, well, technical difficulties. I know that the behind the scenes crew are trying to fix this right now. Bear with us. Thank you for all your questions that you've got in so far. Keep them coming in the comments below. We've still got to ask him the famous colour question, which is coming up towards the end. But we'll just wait. It was interesting to hear about his time in the Grinch and the fact he's just come back off honeymoon just before lockdown. That's good. Kind of at least a bit of normality before this uncertain times. We've got some great questions that have been coming in. Thank you so much. Please keep them coming. I know we've got loads of Q&A scheduled for the rest of the week. We're just fixing that issue now. Not the questions, I meant the Craig thing. So keep your questions coming in. Obviously, all the details are across all our platforms at Joesph Concert. You can get on there and you can find out who we're going to be chatting to and when. There's loads of stuff going on. I don't think there's another quiz night coming up with Robbie. I'm sure all the details will appear on your Facebook page and Instagram. And I'll be chatting to Adam Lacey, the executive producer, later on this week as well. I look forward to that because I've got a lot of dirt on Adam. So that could be interesting. So very interesting. I'm sure he's dreading that. We'll just wait for Craig to get back into the system. We're in the middle of asking him about leg pulling with Joe. And I assume they made Joe McElderry. You know, he played Joesph. You saw him on Ant and Dec Saturday Night Takeaway with Philip Schofield in the medley. And, of course, the winner of the X Factor. I know they were on tour together, so we'll be asking more about that. We chatted to Sally about that yesterday, and she had loads of stories about, but wouldn't tell us. So we might get more out of Craig tonight, I hope, if we can get him back on. There's lots of interesting stuff going on in the news whilst we're on air right now. Boris is making some important announcements about when things are going to reopen. I only know that because I've had flash-ups on my phone. But I'm sure you can find out all that after. Craig, can you hear me now? There we go. I thought you were doing it on purpose because we were trying to get some dirt out of you on one of the questions. I I thought this would be the opportunity for him to go, oh, nope, not doing that. So this has come, it's Joy. And she says, come on then, Craig, tell us more about the leg pulling with Joe. I assume she means Joe McElderry. Yeah. Yeah. So is that all we're getting? Any got any dirt on tour stories from Joe McElderry? You wish. He's like squeaky clean, isn't he? No worries. Right, well, Craig, that's nearly over. We can't let you go without asking the famous question that's popped up all through all these, and this is a true pressure now. This is a Joesph challenge. Can you sing all the colours in order, and how many are there? Yes. Correct. Well done. There we go, Craig. Well, Craig, it's been lovely chatting to you tonight, buddy. I really appreciate you spending the time. But we will look forward to seeing you as part of this amazing concert that's going to be happening very, very soon. I know you've done your recorded bits for it, so we're very excited for that. Just stay safe, buddy. Best everything that's in for the future. Pleasure talking to you, and stay safe, buddy. Take care, mate. And we'll be back, I think, either tomorrow or the night after. Not sure who we're chatting to, but all the details will come up across all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Joesph Concert. And please remember to donate anything that you have. All the details will be on the screen very, very soon, or, of course, using our social media platforms. Until then, stay safe, stay well. I've been Adam Smith. Take care. Bye-bye.